within a chip level or macro level, whatever it may be. So these are the most of the time the common requirements of these things. So all the technologies developments happen towards these things only. So either achieving high bandwidth, high speed, high capacity, or all the things together. So towards this only, all the technological developments are happening actually. Okay. So now the thing is how we can achieve all those things actually. High bandwidth, high speed, capacity, security, and other parameters. So these all are the important demands I listed out over here. So some of the example, you can go back like history, then you can understand this thing, whether it's really required, etc. So for example, so this is one of the wonderful slide actually. So how the communication is developed from past to this present actually. You know that very first ancient days actually, people used like a fire signals, smoke signals, etc. for communication. Some firing is there means somebody people are there like that. So they used smoke signals, fires, etc. Then they moved to that carrier pigeon. Then you know that telephone, then mobile phone. Then you know that currently we are looking for video call. And if you take 5G, 6G, and all hologram based calls, 3D calls actually. So that also we are going to discuss actually in detail actually. And the future communication is telepathy, even brain to brain communication. We need not to speak actually. What you are thinking, I can observe that thing actually. Brain to brain wave communication. So I like that this research is going on in this communication field. So very first thing, important thing is as we discussed, fast, how much speed the communication it could be. So that you can understand from this slide actually. For example, if you take 18th century in 1776, if people transmitted information around a distance, see here, 3,546 miles. So if they wanted to transmit that information in 18th century, it took 1 month of time. Please understand, because that time, so there is this kind of mobile communication. People use this carrier BGN, or they used to send information through some people. They used to ride in horse. They have to reach the place and they have to share the information. Then, if you look it out, 19th century, in 1858, after that Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone kind of thing. So there, before that actually, this is sorry. So in 19th century, 1858, if you look it out, the same information transmitted around 3,500 miles. It took 10 hours actually. So 1 month to it reduced to 10 hours. Then see that in 20th century, same information transmitted around like 3,800 miles within 0.2 seconds. So you imagine now this 21st century. So after the invention of these all this technology, so instantaneously within a fraction of second, we can communicate any part of the world. So you know that already we have that experience. Like if you take a mail or WhatsApp or call, video call, whatever it is, within a fraction of second we can communicate any part of this world actually. Instantaneously we are communicating. So the how it is possible, how what happening. So from that you can understand. So the communication speed is very very important. So how it's happened in the sense, as sir mentioned, fiber optic cable. The complete world is connected with fiber optic cable actually. So fiber optic cable is the backbone network actually. You can see this video. Is it visible? This video is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is a very nice video. You can see that how this complete world is connected by a fiber optic cables actually. See, almost 90% of the cables are installed, laid in that oceans actually. Here also you can relate. See, all the inventions borrowed from the nature only, copied from the nature. Nothing is new in this world. Even though we are telling it as new things, artificial things. So the source, that idea is taken from the nature only. So the nature is the powerful thing. Since this world, if you take earth, so it has 70-75% of water. So easily we laid these fiber cables actually. Suppose you imagine 25% is only water, 75% land means this kind of communication not possible. You leave this thing. Ocean plays major role actually in our life. All the like climate change and like job, economy, everything determined by ocean only. So ocean plays major role. That is the reason the earth is covered 70% of the water actually. It's like that the complete fiber optic cable actually. It's through that fiber optic cable, the complete world is Earth is connected actually. Okay, so because of this fiber optic cable, fiber optic communication only, we can able to connect instantaneously with any part of this world actually. So now the question is, already as we discussed, so any kind of communication, the major requirements demands are high bandwidth, high speed, high capacity, high security. So the, now the question is, bigger question we have is how we can achieve all those things. So there are many technologies, techniques are available to achieve these things actually. But one of the primary technique is nothing but we have to expand the spectrum. That is the primary idea or primary solution actually. So if you want to achieve all those things, this is everybody familiar about this electromagnetic spectrum. So the primary thing is, if you want to achieve high bandwidth, high data rate, high capacity, and high security, you have to move towards that high frequencies. This we have to expand the spectrum. That is the reason we are moving from like radio waves to microwaves, then microwaves to optical. So you know that in electromagnetic spectrum, infrared, visible light, and ultraviolet, these three portions are called it as optics actually. Okay. So the, by using this expanding the spectrum only, that is the primary idea to achieve all those things like high speed, data rate, bandwidth, capacity, security, etc. Anyway, we are going to prove that things over this presentation. Okay. So now, based on the channel, already we know that this communication is categorized into two types. One is wired communication and another one is wireless communication. So this is very interesting slide actually. It gives the complete overview of communication actually. Okay. So if you take wired communication, uh, the speed we can achieve high speed and challenges are less because the mediums, the channel is fixed one actually. But coming to this wireless communication, the challenges are more because your channel is not fixed. It's like your free space is nothing but your medium actually. It's random in nature. So for example, if you take like atmosphere, if you measure temperature, pressure, wind speed, etc., now it's maybe different after 1 hour, even after 5 minutes, it may be different actually. So it's completely random channel actually. So in this world, the very first started communication is wireless communication. But since that wireless communication, the challenges are more, and due to its limitation, people invented a specific channel for communication that is nothing but wired medium. And you know that like a wired medium itself, so many classifications like transmission line, waveguides, and the advanced wired medium is fiber optic cable. Again, transmission line, you know that many categories like two-wire, coaxial cable, planar transmission line, twisted pair cable, unshielded, shielded, so many categories actually. Similarly, waveguides also rectangular waveguide, circular waveguide, parallel plate waveguide, so many categories. Similarly, coming to this fiber optic cables also, you know that single mode fiber, multi-mode fiber, again in that step index fiber, graded index fiber. So like that, based on the structure, many classifications for different applications and etc. And even based on the material, again fiber optics silica fiber, glass fiber, plastic fiber, nano fiber, photonic crystal fiber. It's a huge classification actually. So this is with respect to wired. Coming to this wireless, anyway, here channel is fixed actually, not fixed, random. That is free space is the channel actually. Again, here also you can categorize like indoor and outdoor like that. And based on the frequency used in this wireless communication, again we can categorize RF communication, millimeter waves, terahertz communication. And if you enter into that optical region, wireless optical communication or optical wireless communication. Again, there are also many categories: free space optics, visible light communication, ultraviolet communication, etc. So there are a lot, huge classification in both the type of communications. If you take all the variety of communication, the objective is same actually. That's why the demands are same actually. We are always looking for high bandwidth and high speed and high capacity, high security. That is our major demands actually. Okay, so there is huge competition between these two kind of communication, wired as well as wireless communication. So first wireless, it's dominated the world, and then wired comes into the picture. That is especially after the invention of fiber optic completely changed. But if you take current scenario, now this wired medium is almost saturated. People are looking for flexibility because wireless communication, you know that the major advantage of wireless communication is flexibility. For example, you know that everything we are looking for wireless, you know that mobile especially, that is one of the good example. Wireless mouse, wireless keypad, wireless mic, wireless speaker, so everything wireless. That is the reason the flexibility is very high in this wireless communication. Okay, so a lot of example we can give. So this is just fun purpose I added this slide. You can see here, don't you have wireless treatment, why don't you update that? This is really this is true actually. In some emergency ward, if you're taking in that ambulance kind of thing, this small length of wire itself, how much disturbance for us. We are looking for flexibility, we are looking for wireless. See, this is another interesting funny slide, and I can relate with our academic purpose also. See, wired back, wireless bags, how this is wireless bag. Even curriculum also, if all the subjects fixed for you, if you are joining, if you take first, suppose the ECE engineer, is the student is joining in first year, these are the courses for first semester, then second semester. So for all the 4 years, all the 8 semester, if you fix the course name, it's a wired kind of communication actually. There is no flexibility over there. So for introducing flexibility only, people introduce this elective subjects, you know that elective subjects. So whatever from the basket, whatever the subject students like, they can take and they can read actually. See, even you just see that future education, even after this COVID itself, lot of changes happening in this communication. Sorry, in the education domain actually. So if you observe closer, after few more years, this degree itself open kind of thing. So students, whatever subjects they can want, they can study, ECE subjects, electrical subject, from which background they are getting more grades. Like the thing is, more subjects studied, so that degree he can get as a electrical engineer or ECE engineer, like that. The thing will be happening actually. So okay, so coming to this wireless communication quickly, because our focus is 5G. Just for this is a first session, creating some interest and adding all those things actually. So if you look at out this wireless communication, how it has happened, how it is really involving in our life. For understanding this purpose, I want to put this one very old and famous incident. Everybody knows this Titanic. Even all of us maybe have seen that movie also, Titanic. The Titanic ship, it's a very big ship, 900 feet long, 25 stories, 46,000 ton weights actually. Okay. So in 1912, the Titanic ship collided with iceberg. Then in that event, almost actually 2,200 passengers travel in the Titanic ship. 1,500 died and 700 survived from that event actually. So how that 700 people survived? Sorry. Yes. So 700 people, how they saved means, how that 700 people saved means, the reason is wireless telegraphy. Because that time itself, the Titanic ship have that facility of wireless telegraphy. See this, just have, yeah. So this is the cartoon picture. It uh, it's published in that newspaper actually. Actually, in 1912, after the Titanic incident, it's published in the newspaper. You can see this cartoon picture, especially see the title actually. Story in picture of how wireless wake the midnight sleep. Once that Titanic ship collided with the iceberg, that incident is transmitted using that wireless telegraphy. So the nearby ships, see this figure, nearby ships receive the information using that wireless telegraphy, immediately they went to that spot and they saved that at least 700 people. So that is the power of this wireless communication actually. So in that version, how you can make it wired communication? Imagine actually. Okay. So now this wireless communication developing like anything actually. Even you know that if you take our workstation desktop itself, with you know that you take a CPU itself, one board to another board, or with one chip to another chip, or within a board, one IC to another IC, like inter-chip, intra-chip communication. Also, people are thinking about wireless. Imagine actually, you know that if you take your like either your mobile phone board or computer laptop board, you can see that many ICs are integrated ICs you can find it, or many chips. All the chips are connected with like transmission lines, especially microstrip lines you can find it actually. So now our copper things. So now people are replacing with that by using fiber, even looking by wireless kind of thing actually. Okay, such kind of thing is happening. And you know that nowadays the current trend is not only transmitting information, wireless power transfer, and you know that Swift, simultaneously wireless information and power transfer. These are all like hot topics to do work actually, research of. And again, these and all not a new technology. It's very starting itself. That's why, see here you can find like Tesla tower in 19th century, 1901 itself. Tesla, he tried to transmit the electricity through wireless for a certain distance actually. So now people are taking in those things. So wireless itself, you can transmit both the things, information and power transfer. Even if you look it out, maybe after 5G, 6G, see, we are receiving information signal from our like base station nearest tower to that our mobile phone. That is like a voice call. Information is we are transmitting actually. The same wireless, you can charge your mobile phone also. If your battery is suppose less than 25 percentage, your mobile is getting charged. See, that is only you can find it over here. It's not only information transfer, it's used for power transfer also. Your mobile is getting charged and some amount will be deducted from your account for the charging purpose. So such kind of things are going on actually. Even I can see one interesting video, you can understand that. So this and all you can understand what is this wireless, how this technology is going on. See, say bye to these chargers actually, wired chargers, completely wireless. That also through light. Imagine the things under light coverage. If you keep your your a Bluetooth speaker and mobile phone, laptop, everything is getting charged actually. So it's like a dual information transmission as well as power transmission. And you know that even so many things we can talk if we talk about it. In many countries now, that the recent trend is they are inserting RFID chips in our human body actually. So it's one RFID now become it's a one part of the human body actually. With that they can like everything keyless. How we are talking about wireless, like that keyless, memoryless, like that everything less like that technology is going on actually. Okay, so this is the thing, simultaneous wireless information and power transfer. See here, so not only you are receiving information as well as power also you are receiving through wireless. Okay, so like that lot of things happening in this wireless communication. So this is the brief introduction about wireless communication. Now we can move on to this next generation wireless communication. Okay, so you know that you know that the old traditions like how that wireless communication developed like 1G, 2G, 3G. So currently we are using 4G, and as many countries like 5G in testing phase, and a few countries, few places they implemented 5G. But if you look it out that R&D industries and as well as academic institutions, they started to work on 6G, beyond 6G and all. Okay. So anyway, we are going to have a brief overview about this 5G, 6G, and beyond 6G, what and how the next generation communication, those things. Okay. So if you're coming to this 5G, so the 5G, the main objective is nothing but speed actually. So 1 to 10 Gbps data rate. Okay. And another thing is latency. The latency is like latency in the sense delay, maybe any kind of delay. So the maximum delay itself like 1 millisecond. So even if you travel like one cell area to that another cell area, if you cross also, that you know that you may study the handoff and all those things. You know that. So it won't, you can't realize at all why that much speed it will switch over actually. So you never feel the delay itself, that handoff itself actually, handover itself. So that much fastly it will be happening actually. The delay will be like the maximum itself 1 millisecond in 5G. So even this much that speed compared to 4G, 5G, we are looking for 100 times high speed actually. Imagine this thing actually. Okay. So how we are achieving means again what we discussed the same thing only. The primary solution is what? If you want to achieve high speed, high data rate, high bandwidth, high security, etc. So the primary step is nothing but we have to expand the spectrum. So from that, that 4G and all we use like 900 megahertz is that the GSM frequency, around 1 gigahertz actually. So that spectrum we are expanding to that millimeter waves. So this millimeter wave is normally in electromagnetic spectrum, 3 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz frequency range is called as millimeter waves. In that now people are taking 3 gigahertz to 90 gigahertz, they are trying to apply for this 5G communication especially. Okay. And see that 6G again, this 1 Gbps 10 to 10 Gbps itself, it's not sufficient for us. So we are now this 21st century, everybody's hungry about this speed data rate actually. So people are looking for 6G. So 6G, see here, the objective is at least 1 Tbps data rate. You imagine 1 Tbps means what actually? 1 Gbps itself very high speed actually. As sir said, most of the time it's not required for us actually, but few application. And we can't say like that actually, because if you refer the technology, most of the technology inventions initially it's required for defense and very highly important applications only. But over the period, the technologies are coming or implemented into the commercial application also. Everything happened like that only. So same way, now maybe this 4G for 5G, we are highly required for specific applications. But over the period, if you look it out this 21st century and 22nd century, maybe it's implemented into commercial application also. See, if you take YouTube or Facebook and like these social medias also, very specifically restricted application only we used. Nowadays everybody have individual YouTube channel in these lot of things actually. Okay. So anyway, coming to this 5G, we'll brief overview we are going to have about this 5G. So see here, this is another interesting slide. So see 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. The over the generation, the technology improvements in this wireless communication, the major motto behind that is nothing but data rate only. So see here, 1G, the data rate was 2.4 kbps. That's nothing actually. Then 2G, 64 kbps. Now see that 5G, we are looking for more than 1 gbps data rate. That is racket speed. And this itself, racket speed means you imagine that 6G, 1 Tbps data rate and all. So the 5G technologies aims to offer many advantages. Actually, the primary thing is, as we discussed, data rate. And second thing is reliability and availability. So now itself you can feel, if you are travel inside our house itself, if you are using your mobile phone in hall, your signal strength may be high. If you enter into your bedroom, maybe your signal strength is poor, or some rooms, kitchen or some other rooms, maybe you may not have network connectivity at all. So the connectivity, availability of the link or network, reliability of the connectivity network, that is all very important actually. So the 5G, we are going to ensure that reliability and availability of the connectivity. And security is a very, very important concept actually. So we are going to ensure that security also. And latency, this only we discussed actually. The maximum delay itself 1 millisecond. And the mobility. So like India, it's not applicable much, but foreign countries and all, like bullet trains, 400 kilometers per hour, 800, even 3000 kilometers per hour and all, they are doing experiments actually. Okay, so if you are traveling in such a high speed actually, that time also you are connected with the network. So that kind of connectivity, we are going to get it through this 5G. And connection density. You know that rural area it's not a problem actually, but if you take urban areas, especially metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Chennai and all, if you take the population density is very very high. If you take one apartment itself, like 1,000 people is living, etc., more than that actually. So such kind of connection, population density also our network should support. That means the capacity of the system should be high. So that's the thing. So whatever may be the communication over the year, over the development, obviously the demands are the same thing: high data rate, high bandwidth, high capacity, high security. Obviously, okay. So and energy efficiency, precision accuracy, etc. So these are the major objective of this 5G communication actually. And if you want to enter into the technical detail of this 5G communication, you have to understand some fundamentals also, so that you can understand this technologies involved in this 5G communication. Okay. So for that basic understanding purpose, I want to play two videos actually. So maybe few of you, most of you maybe came across this video also. But anyway, some of you maybe it may be new. But for the continuation purpose, if you see these videos, you can easily understand that complete 5G technologies, most of the technologies. Okay. So first video is like how mobile phones are working. That is very, very essential. Okay. So just see this video and then we can discuss further. See, this is a lengthy video, but I wanted to just make it fast. Okay, so you know that in mobile communication, suppose I am talking with any of my friend in maybe some other country, wherever he is like US or UK. So if I am calling to his number, means just I am dialing, means from my mobile phone to that nearest subway station. That is nothing but subway station fixed on towers. So from my mobile to that nearest subway station is through wireless communication. Then that subway station to that central base station, and that again the receiver nearest subway station. Until that, it's completely wired communication. So all the subway station and central base stations are connected via fiber optic cable. That only we have seen in that previous video actually. Okay, how the complete earth is connected with fiber optic cable actually. Okay, then the receiver subway station to that receiver mobile phone, my friend mobile phone, again wireless communication. If you look it out, this complete wireless communication, mobile communication, near the end users only, that wireless communication, remaining the core area complete connectivity is using this fiber optic cable actually. Okay. And why we are fitting the tower, that and all, you know that because of that buildings, other mountains, hills, trees, obstacles, they used to block the signal. And similarly weather condition, attenuation, etc. That's why we are keeping this kind of subway stations, towers. In the top of the towers we are keeping that subway station antenna, isn't that so all the subway stations are connected via this optical fiber cable. So this and all, you know that actually. So now the thing is here you can see that cell areas in this video actually. Sorry. That cell area, coverage area is represented using hexagonal cells actually, like this. Okay. So if you take this cell area, cell radius, it was like, if you take like 1G, 2G and all, 50 kilometer. So 50 kilometer radial distance, if you keep one subway station, it's sufficient to cover that much area. But over the generation, 2G, 3G, 4G and all, the cell radius is reducing actually. Even if you look it out 5G and all, the cell radius is in terms of kilometer. Every 1 kilometer radius, you have to keep one subway station, new subway station. And we are going to discuss in detail actually. So in that way, so how the mobile communication has happened means like we have central base station and many subway stations. All are connected via like fiber optic cable. Okay. Only that subway station to that nearest mobile users only, that we are using wireless communication. Okay. So that you know that things. Okay. And another, this video also interesting video, how the future mobile phones will be. So here also, just quickly I wanted to make this is a little bit lengthy videos actually. The older mobile phones and all, you know that actually. So especially the future mobile phones, you can see it how it from here onwards. You can play that full video also. Anyway, you can refer it. These videos and all available in YouTube and many other sources also you can find it. So after 2040, 2050, how the next generation mobile phones will just see all that every industry have like a special department like R&D department. They all the industry there's investing huge amount on the future technologies actually. So that only determine the future world or future life actually. See the future mobile phones, we can change the shape of the mobile phones, any shape actually. See, you can make it as like a ear ring kind of thing. You can keep it over there also. And color also you can change. It's highly flexible. See, it's not a rigid. It's a highly flexible mobile phones actually. So how we are going to make such kind of mobile phones means using many technology, again nanotechnology. Here also I wanted to register. This also borrowed from nature only again. You know that this fly actually. So how this structure, surface structure, if you cover water also it won't interact with that fly actually. So if you zoom at 10,000 times, how the structure will be. The similar kind of structure we are making in our mobile phones. So therefore, it's completely water resistance. And another thing is nano fibers actually. You know that nano fibers like a spider web kind of thing actually. So even thinner than that one actually. So that if your mobile phone is made up of with nanofibers and stronger like anything. See, nanofibers more than 100 times stronger than that rod. That rod is not flexible, but this nanofibers are highly flexible. See, this is the nanofibers. So if you made your mobile phone with this kind of fibers, so highly your mobile phone will be flexible. And see that color also will change actually. See here, that mobile phone, she is taking a snap. So the color of the mobile phone itself change it to that same color, pink color. So it's matched to her handbag actually. See, it's looked like a watch band kind of thing. So like that, lot of research is going on this mobile phones. Okay. Anyway, now you can coming back to this 5G. So anyway, we are going to relevant with that technical perspective actually. Those videos are will be highly useful to that understand the future 5G concepts actually. So the main objective of this 5G communications are more reliable, better speed, better range, and very important thing is highly connected actually. So there are a lot of technologies are available to achieve all those things. So here see that 5G networks and its applications. So that already we discussed this thing, high data rate in the order of 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps, ubiquitous connectivity. Ubiquitous means wherever you go, you are connected with the network. So as I mentioned, like not only hall, bedroom, even underground, underwater, space, wherever you go, hill station, hilly areas, you are always connected with the network. So ubiquitous connectivity and scalability. Scalability in the sense like, see for example, you know that maybe you may have that experience also. If you are going for some competitive exam, suppose you take Narayana Engineering College itself. It's a center for some competitive exam. Maybe like some, you can take JW itself or some NEET exam, some exams. Okay. So suddenly like 10,000 people or 1 lakh people gathered in that Narayana Engineering College. That getting network is really tough, isn't it? Because suddenly that many people gathered over here actually, isn't it? So you may hear that experience. Everybody used to take phone, hello, hello, like that actually. So because that scalability, your system should support scalable. That is suddenly the number of users increase also, the system should support. And environmental friendly, less money, obviously QoS, quality of service, security. So these all are the objectives or requirements of this 5G technology, 5G communication. For that, so many technologies are there. For example, if you take a high data rate, how we are going to achieve this high data rate means, so the very primary thing is nothing but expanding the spectrum. So from our RF frequency, 1 GHz frequency to, we have to expand the spectrum to millimeter waves. And see other technologies, FDD, CRM, massive MIMO, device-to-device communication, full duplex radio. Using these technology, we can achieve that high data rate and network capacity. Similarly, how this ubiquitous connectivity is possible. Again, you know that software-defined network, SDN, CRAN, CRM. So like that. Similarly, scalability, how is possible. So like that, it gives many like technologies to obtain this objective actually. Okay. So similarly, many industries as well as academic institutions working on this 5G and beyond 5G. So these all are some of the industries. If you enter into their industries websites, you can find so many informations, what kind of work they are doing, especially this Hawaii. So they are the pioneer researcher in this 5G domain actually. Similarly, Stanford University, Rice, Lood, these are very few examples actually. And again, NIU, they are very famous. Even you know that wireless communication, that book written by Rappaport, he is part of this NIU. He gave many lectures, publishing many papers. So like that, the complete world is running behind this 5G. They are doing their lot of works. Similarly, this is another mobile cellular networks. We are looking for 5G actually. See, this is that mobile base station in the sense all the devices, everything is connected with this network. Especially see here, as we discussed, if you take 1G, 2G communication, the cell radius was very big actually, like 40 kilometer. Then over the higher generation, the cell radius is reduced actually. So therefore, every 1 kilometer, even every 100 meter, 500 meter, you have to place a new subbase station. That's why you can see here, if take buses, all the buses in the top, it may have some antenna. It's a mobile small cell on a bus. Similarly, cars. If you take old cars, you can find that you can find some projection kind of thing. So like that, it maybe have in future 5G communication. It's implementing means everywhere a small new subbase stations are required actually. Then we are going to discuss in detail those things actually. Similarly, car communication, device to device communication, so etc. And see, not only that thing, if you remember our olden days, connection and all, if you are using, we are using antenna in top of our house. If you are using cable, that is fine. Otherwise, most of the use we place in individual antenna. Same way, every top of the building we should have individual antenna actually. It's act as a small subbase station actually. So you can understand in the future slides actually. So this kind of works are going on in this 5G communication. Okay. So now coming to this 6G, already we discussed that 6G we are aiming for at least 1 Tbps data rate. So again, how we are going to achieve this 1 Tbps data rate? See here, compared to this 5G, it's 8,000 times higher data rate we can achieve. We are going to achieve using this 6G. So at least 1 Tbps data rate. So how we can achieve this much high data rate means the primary solution is nothing but we have to expand the spectrum. See, 4G to 5G, we are expanding the spectrum from RF frequency, that is 1 gigahertz, to millimeter waves, that is 3 gigahertz to 90 gigahertz frequency actually. Again, if you take 6G, again, if you want data rate in the order of 1 Tbps, again, we have to expand the spectrum. So from millimeter waves to terahertz band. So the terahertz band is nothing but an electromagnetic spectrum. So the frequency range of zero point 0.1 terahertz to 10 terahertz. That portion of the frequency is called it as terahertz band. Okay. So that brief overview we are going to see it actually. Yeah. So these all are like the objectives of this 6G actually. So the 6G, we are looking for intelligent connectivity, not only like the ordinary connectivity, intelligent connectivity. Intelligent connectivity means it's again the perspective of these three: deep, holographic, and ubiquitous. So deep means so that connectivity, network connectivity itself, artificial intelligence based actually. Okay. And similarly, holographic based connectivity. So augmented reality, virtual reality, these and all going to plays a major role in 6G communication. And ubiquitous already we discussed like connection everywhere. So either air, space, ground, undersea, wherever you go, you are connected with the network. If you remember this Vodafone, previously it was called it as Hutch. So one Hutch dog will be there. So wherever you are going, that dog will follow. So like that, wherever you go, the network will follows you. Like that, ubiquitous connectivity we are aiming in 5G and 6G communication. Especially for this holographic connectivity, if you see one video, you can understand. It's really interesting actually. Even if you take our this meeting itself, if suppose it's happening, happening in like after 50 years after the implementation of 6G, you can imagine like uh, I'm coming in front of you, we are together discussing in like in real scenario how it will be. Like that you can feel once that the communication implemented with holography. So this is the advanced level of that video call. Now itself we are enjoying video call. So this is the next level of that video call actually. So see here example. Yeah. So see this video. It's looking like three people are standing and they are having a conversation. This football player and this girl and another one lady. But this is not a real scenario actually. So really this is a video call actually. This football player, she is not in this function actually, but it's looking like a real. All three are standing and they are discussing like that. See, including that she is playing football, that also that much clear actually. But this is the image. See, now you can realize. So this is the holographic image actually. So this kind of call only holographic call actually. Okay, so this is the one of the objective for that 6G actually. Okay. So even this holographic nowadays implemented in many field actually. Even you know that that Amazon also they implementing actually in abroad and all they implementing this holographic. For example, if you are we know that everybody we are ordering like online orders like many things including like dresses. See for, especially for dresses, if you are ordering means if you are sitting in front of your laptop Amazon, especially that Amazon Alexa, if you have that thing, um, it will capture your image actually 3D image. So it will fix based on your accurate image, it will select that you can select that your pant size or t-shirt size, whatever it is. So because of this holographic this kind of facility, we need not to waste your time. After checking your size it's not fit for you, you need not to return. This kind of delays and all you can avoid actually. After implementing this holographic facilities in Amazon, they are mentioned that reporting that so the returns percentage is reduced almost 70 to 80 percentage, etc. Okay, so these all are the advantages actually. So if you take this 6G communication, so see actually these all are the targets of 6G communication. So as we discussed, the data rate is 1 Tbps. So at least 1 Tbps data rate. And see the latency. See 5G itself, we discussed the latency is maximum latency 1 millisecond. But 6G, zero point 0.1 millisecond latency. That is the maximum latency. Imagine 0.1 millisecond means nothing actually. You can never feel actually any latency at all. And see the battery lifetime and density, 100 devices per meter cube density. So these are all possible actually. So like that, is have many targets actually. So how we are going to achieve these targets means many potential key technologies are there actually. Okay. So even 5G also, I forgot to play one video. Anyway, after this we can see that I can understand that thing. Okay. So many potential key technologies available to achieve those objectives, targets. So see the primary technique. What is the primary technology to achieve those targets means expanding the spectrum. So that's why I put the very starting itself that slide. Any kind of communication, the major demands are high capacity, high speed, high bandwidth, high security. So how we are going to achieve those things? Many techniques are there, but the primary technique is nothing but expanding the spectrum. So how we can achieve this 6G targets means the primary step is nothing but we have to expand the spectrum from millimeter waves to terahertz. And not only terahertz, it's that terahertz communication itself not sufficient. Again, we have to extend to optics. That is nothing but wireless optical communication or optical wireless communication. As we discussed, there are many categories again: free space optics, visible light, UV, etc. Okay. So, and again, this is another interesting slide actually. If you understand this slide, obviously you can understand many technologies of this 5G and 6G. So, see here, again, this tells the same thing. The very first row, if you see it, it's a frequency band like zero point 0.3 to 3 gigahertz one band, 3 to 30 gigahertz another band, then 30 to 300 gigahertz, zero point 0.3 to 3 terahertz, and 3 to 30 terahertz. Okay. So here, these bands are compared based on many parameters like supported link distance, dominated attenuation effects, dominated propagation mechanism, etc. Okay, and respective wavelengths also given over here. Okay, so now we can compare these things with respect to our technologies. For example, we take like 4G, 5G, 6G. We are talking about 5G, 6G. Already we are using 4G. So these three technologies we can compare. We can compare with this table actually. See, for example, if you take 4G, as we know that the GSM frequency is 900 megahertz, that is 1 gigahertz. So it lies in this band actually, 0.3 to 3 gigahertz. So if you take 1 gigahertz, our 4G frequency, it lies in this range only, 0.3 to 3 gigahertz. So see that here, especially you can talk about this supported link distance. Other parameter also we can see it later. So if you take supported link distance, this like 1 gigahertz frequency, if you take 10 kilometer, it can support. So that's why in 4G itself, if you place one sub-base station, almost the coverage range is at least like maximum of 10 kilometers. You can get the coverage range. Okay. So suppose now this is 4G. Now we know that actually we are moving from 4G to 5G. Due to that, we are looking for a high data rate. How much data rate we are looking for? 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps, isn't it? So how we are achieving those things? The primary solution is we are expanding the spectrum. So that is nothing but instead of this 1 gigahertz frequency, we are looking for millimeter waves. So what is the range of millimeter waves? These two bands actually, 3 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz. So these two region only we are looking for millimeter waves. So what will happen if you are moving from this 4G to 5G? We can achieve 1 Gbps data rate. That's not a problem. But see that supported link distance. In 4G, the supported link distance is 10 kilometer. But once if you switch over to that 5G, especially like this millimeter waves, see that the supported link distance is reduced from 10 kilometer to 1000 meter and 100 meter. That means this 10 kilometer coverage range is reduced to 1 kilometer. I think now you can understand actually why we have to, if you are implementing 5G, why we have to place one sub-base station in top of the bus and top of the every building or every houses. Why it is mandatory? Because see our requirement is data rate. So for that reason, we are moving with the high frequencies like 1 gigahertz to that millimeter waves. But if you are going with millimeter waves, the propagation distance, supported link distance is reducing actually. So that what we have to do means every 1 kilometer we have to place one small sub-base station. Okay, this is fine. So now imagine about 6G. So we know that already we discussed about 6G. So 6G is we are discussing. So 6G, if you take the data rate is the demanding data rate is at least 1 Tbps. So for that, what we are doing, we are expanding the spectrum again from millimeter waves to terahertz band. So what is terahertz band? 0.1 terahertz to 10 terahertz. That portion of electromagnetic spectrum is called as terahertz band. So almost it lies in this both the bands actually. See, zero point 0.3 to 3 terahertz this one, 3 to 30 terahertz this one. So see that supported link distance. Again, it's reduced from 1 kilometer to in the order of meters actually. 10 meter or less than 10 meter. If you are going with higher frequencies, again above 30 terahertz, it's lesser than a meter actually. Okay. So for this reason only, many technologies coming in this 5G and 5G. to overcome these difficulties actually. Okay, so one video I forgot to show it in 5G that I wanted to show it now. Yes. Yes, I think many of you maybe came across this video. This is really interesting video in 5G actually. Here you can see that. Yeah. So these all are the important technologies in 5G actually. So first thing is you can say at a millimeter wave. So why we are looking for millimeter wave? So again you can recollect these concepts actually. So in 5G the major motto of this 5G is nothing but we are looking for high data rate and low latency. So high data rate in the sense 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps, latency in the sense less than 1 millisecond. Okay. So for that, what we are doing means primary solution is we are expanding the spectrum. So 1 gigahertz frequency to we are moving towards millimeter waves. That is 3 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz frequency. So that is nothing but millimeter wave technology. And again, the next technology is massive MIMO. So one single antenna is not sufficient. We are looking for MIMO techniques, especially massive MIMO. So massive means like 100 antennas in a single array kind of thing. 100, 200 like that massive MIMO techniques. And the third technology is small cell. So this is the small cell. Once if you are going with millimeter wave, the propagation distance, supporting link distance is reducing actually. So therefore, in 4G, if you are placing single antenna, the coverage region is in terms of like 10 kilometers in the sense. If you are going with 5G, for example, we can take it as your campus itself, Narayana College, Engineering College campus. Now one single antenna is sufficient to your entire campus coverage purpose. Suppose if you are implementing 5G in your campus, every building you have to place one antenna. Okay, sub-base station you have to place new sub-base station. That is called it a small cell. So a macro cell is not sufficient. Macro cell should be divided into micro cell, pico cell, femto cell, etc. So every cells you have to place new small sub-base stations actually. Is it clear? Okay. And suppose in your campus again, if you want to implement 6G communication, what you have to do means every floor you have to place some sub-base station, because again that supporting link distance range is reducing in the order of meters, 1 meter like that. Okay, so therefore we have to, sorry. So this small cell is another important technology in 5G. Similarly, beamforming, NOMA, MEC, many technologies are there. Here, if you are interested, you can see this video. You can find many interesting things actually. Maybe you can find it in YouTube itself actually. See why we are going with millimeter waves means the already exists spectrum actually. So if you take 1 gigahertz to 3 gigahertz, it's highly occupied with many technologies like microwave oven, satellite, mobile phone, Wi-Fi, WiMAX, Bluetooth, everything working in that around 2.4, that is 1 to 3 gigahertz frequency only. So it's completely occupied. So we are looking for unoccupied spectrum, especially, and we are looking for high bandwidth also. So that's why we are moving from this 1 gigahertz frequency RF to this millimeter wave bands actually. Okay, and similarly, this again massive MIMO, you can see it. Especially, I wanted to talk about the small cell. This portion you can see it actually. See, in 4G, if you place one small one sub-base station, it's sufficient to cover like 10 kilometers ranges. But if you are going with the 5G, especially this millimeter waves kind of thing, the signal supporting distance is reduced actually. And the signal is millimeter waves easily blocked by these buildings, obstacles, etc. So therefore, see, the car is traveling. If you are traveling like this building used to block those signals whenever you are crossing these buildings, or if you are crossing these hills, etc. So you are not connected with the network. But already we discussed this 5G, one of the major motto is connectivity, availability, reliability and availability of the network. That is very, very essential. So therefore, what we are doing means, if you see here, you can understand. This single sub-base station is not sufficient. Small cells, this macro cells, see, previously this is the complete coverage area. So this macro cell is divided into small cells actually. Like this is one microcell, and microcell, another microcell. So all are again connected with this macro cell like that. Okay. Again, if you are going with beyond 5G, 6G and all, every building, these buildings and all, you have to place one subway station. Okay. I hope you got that point. So now you can see this, take this car, it's always connected with the network. See, even though if you are crossing these buildings, crossing these hills also, you get the signal from these subway stations. Okay, so this technology only known as small cell technology. Like that, you can understand every technologies in this 5G and 6G. Okay. Okay. So still now, what are the things we discussed? We discussed about brief introduction about wireless communication, and under this next generation wireless communication, we discuss about 5G. We discuss about 6G. Now we are going to discuss about beyond 6G. Actually, that is almost our topic. That 6G communication, next generation wireless communication. So what about beyond 6G actually? Okay, so already we discussed these points actually. Either if you take wired communication or wireless communication, the major objective, major demands and requirements are high speed, high data rate, high bandwidth, and you know that nowadays this not only 5G is the hot topic. So a multidisciplinary topic is IoT, Internet of Things. If you take any
Ah,
department, not only ECE, electrical, computer science, IT, physics, chemistry, everybody working towards now IoT, Internet of Things. Okay. So once if you talk about Internet of Things, again Internet of Things is nothing but the connectivity, like all the things like sensors, actuators, machines, household and things, every humans, everybody is, everything is connected with internet. So that is nothing but Internet of Things. So once if you talk about Internet of Things, the role of sensor is very, very important. So once if you talk about sensors again, so the sensitivity of the sensor, how much its accuracy of the sensor, and similarly how much compact size it is, these two all comes into the picture. So again, if you talk about that thing also, like accuracy, miniaturized size, all those things, if you want to achieve the ultimate solution, final destination is nothing but optics only. So I think most of you agree with this one actually. Okay, so that is the reason actually. See, for example, for this reason only, what we are doing in electromagnetic spectrum, we moving from RF to that millimeter waves to then what this infrared, then infrared to that higher spectrums, that is optical window actually. Okay, so optics is the ultimate solution actually. So this is the electromagnetic spectrum again. You know that RF range, then optical range, this is optical. So especially this 3 to 300 hertz millimeter waves used looking for this 5G, and terahertz communication we are looking for this far infrared range, that is zero point 0.1 terahertz to 10 terahertz. That is nothing but far infrared is consider for terahertz communication. So for 6G we are looking for terahertz band. So what about beyond 6G? So beyond 6G, again if you want a higher data rate in the order of like 10 Tbps or 2 Tbps, 3 Tbps, etc. So the next level communication is nothing but optical wireless communication. That is nothing but complete infrared, visible light, and ultraviolet window we are trying to use. Okay. So we can give lot of example for that actually. See, still we are thinking that this and all going to happen, but many abroad countries already they implemented. How they implemented 5G, same way they implemented the next level of 6G also, wireless optical communication also they implemented actually. It's already available in usage actually. Okay. If you take this wireless optical communication, many categories like free space optics, VLC, Li-Fi, and ultraviolet communication, optical satellite communication, and UA-based wireless optical communication. So many things we can quote actually. So the thing is, very simple logic is, see, whenever you are looking for high speed, high data rate, high bandwidth, high accuracy, these kind of things, so obviously the final destination is nothing but optics only. So that is the reason all the domains nowadays integrated with optics. For example, we can give again lot of examples. You know that electronics, nowadays electronics become like optoelectronics. So this is nothing but combination of optical plus electronics. There is nothing but optoelectronics. Similarly, everybody knows about Wi-Fi actually. So in our campus, in your laboratory or in your like building department, we are using Wi-Fi. Even in your house also, if you are using internet connection, broadband connection, we are using Wi-Fi. So in Wi-Fi, the drawback is again data rate actually, and not only data rate, security also questionable. See, for example, if you switch on your Wi-Fi in your laptop, or if you switch on Wi-Fi in your mobile, you can see that the connectivity, so many available Wi-Fi's it used to show. The next house, some Wi-Fi access point is there. That also you can able to access. Similarly, the next to next house. So like that, all the Wi-Fi available networks it used to show. Once if you know the password, you can access the data. So what about the security over there actually? Isn't it? And data it also limited. See, like for example, Wi-Fi, if you are using Wi-Fi in your department or in your laboratory, if you take so 10 people are accessing that Wi-Fi, obviously the data rate will be reduced. Suppose 100 users or suppose 31 class 10th you take 50 students are there. All the 50 students accessing Wi-Fi means obviously the data rate is drastically reduced actually. So one of the alternate for that is Li-Fi actually. So the Li-Fi is nothing but light fidelity. So here is the concept is similar to that Wi-Fi only this Li-Fi also. See every houses we have lights actually. So instead of your normal light, if you replace with LED light and your internet modem, that internet Ethernet signal, you can transmit through that LED light actually. So under the light coverage, if you open your laptop or your mobile phone, you may be connected with internet actually. So here the advantage is data rate is very very high compared with your Wi-Fi. And what about the security? Very very high security, because who all are under the light coverage they can only access the internet, that who is in next to your room they can't access actually. So see the security 100% security over here. So like that we can give a lot of example over here actually. Similarly, radar is integrated with optics. It's called it as like quantum radar or optical radar or lidar. Okay, and similarly, computer. People are working on quantum computers. You know that currently, you know that if you take latest laptops or workstation, whatever it is, if you take the processors and its frequency, hardly in terms of megahertz or gigahertz frequency maximum. So higher that frequency you can find. Now people are working on, see, if you take that highest processor, if you take i7 itself, in so that itself i5 i7, you know that many processor Pentium processors and all. So that speed itself very high speed means you imagine about this quantum computers, it's working frequency of terahertz. Then imagine the speed and imagine the calculation. See, in ordinary computer, if you are doing some toughest calculations, it's taking 1 week means if you are using quantum computers, within few seconds you can solve that problem, that calculations. You just imagine the speed actually. Okay, and all optical networks like that. This quantum computer is another emerging area. You know that like already people are doing a lot of things in this area. Say for example, if you take encoder, decoder, multiplexer, demultiplexer, AND gate, OR gate, all the functionalities, power divider, power combiner, everything people are bringing it in that optical uh, domain actually. Even see, if you take any your motherboard of your laptop, your mobile phone, computer, whatever it is, it's completely IC packages, isn't it? Like VLSI, you know that. So integrated circuits. Okay, there now all the integrated circuits people are bringing in that optical domain. That is called like photonic integrated circuits, PIC. Okay. Similarly, antenna. People are working on optical antenna, nano antenna, wireless sensor network, wireless optical sensor network, machine learning, quantum machine learning. So like that, we can give lot of examples. So why these transformations are happening? You just ask the question yourself. The reason is very simple. We are looking for high speed. That is the only answer actually. Okay. So that's why. So whenever you are looking for high speed, high data rate, high bandwidth, high accuracy, so obviously no other way. You have to go towards. You have to expand your spectrum. especially the final thing is nothing but optics. Okay, so this is nothing but like beyond your 6G. So beyond 6G is what? Wireless optical communication. So 5G we are looking for millimeter waves. So we are trying to achieve the speed of 1 to 10 Gbps data rate. 6G we are looking for terahertz band, that is zero point 0.1 terahertz to 10 terahertz. Here we are looking at least 1 Tbps data rate, and latency is zero point 0.1 millisecond. So what is beyond 6G? Wireless optical communication. So this wireless optical communication is nothing but it's an integration of wireless as well as optics. So that is optical wireless communication. Okay, here also a lot of challenges are there, but still it's used to support for very high data rate, bandwidth, security, etc. And what is the next future beyond 6G and 7G, etc.? We are looking for hybrid connectivities, everything hybrid, like not only single connectivity, like hybrid connectivity, RF, millimeter wave, as well as wireless optical communication. The reason is very simple. See, for example, here itself, even though we are achieving high speed, every technology we are having some drawback. See, if you take millimeter wave, the data rate is fine, but what about that a drawback is in 4G, we are having the coverage range in terms of like 10 kilometer. But in 5G, it's reduced to 1 kilometer. Again, if you go with 6G, it's reduced to 1 meter, the order of meters actually. Again, if you go with wireless optical communication also, in the order of meter, if the weather condition is very clear, if you are achieving line of sight kind of thing, it's again, it used to support up to 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, etc. So, and again, another drawbacks is weather conditions. If you are going with like millimeter wave to terahertz to optics, like infrared, visible light kind of thing, the weather condition used to attenuate the signal. So, for example, even if you take millimeter wave itself, high rain used to attenuate the millimeter wave signal. One of the example is our DTH TV. You know that DTH TV, if the weather is cloudy or heavily raining, you can't get your DTH signal, isn't it? Because that signal is attenuated by rain and highly cloudy weather conditions. So that is the drawback in millimeter waves. Suppose we are coming with this wireless optical communication, fog is the dangerous component actually. If heavy fog is there, the complete light signal will be attenuated. For example, you know that if you are driving a car during like foggy times, winter season, if you drive a car, heavy fog is there means the road itself not visible. Am I right? Suppose if you take rain, at least 1 kilometer visibility will be there. If very clear weather condition means 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer also you can get the visibility. So such kind of environments, if the weather is changing, your link will be affected actually. See, what is our objective actually? One of the objective of this 5G, 6G and all we discussed, reliability of the link and availability of the link. So all and another one is ubiquitous connectivity. Any kind of environment, any kind of weather, either indoor, outdoor, any daytime, nighttime, always you have to be connected with the network. So to ensure that reliability and availability of the link, so future people are using this hybrid actually. RF, millimeter wave, wireless optical communication, all the stuffs actually. Okay, so one of the quickly we can go through the things actually. For example, see Wi-Fi combination. So depends on the weather conditions and requirement. You can switch over that your network actually. Similarly, this is actually RF optical itself. Here you can find many other new terminologies. This OCC is optical camera communication. VLC is visible light communication. So anyway, this is not that much important. Here you can understand. See, here you can see satellite to satellite or satellite to aeroplane, aeroplane to that earth station, or aeroplane to aeroplane, aeroplane to ship, car to car, and building to that some network, vehicle to infrastructure. Everywhere you can find two links. Here red color is nothing but wireless optical communication link. This dotted black color link is nothing but microwave link. So it covers like RF, millimeter wave, those things. Even we can consider a small amount of terahertz also. Okay. So this and all like in future technologies, we are always looking for hybrid connectivity. The reason is that's why just now we discussed. Depends on the weather condition. One link that's attenuated also, we can get that another link actually. Okay, so this is the reason actually. So the future networks like that only. So everywhere you can find like a hybrid connectivity, completely connected network, underwater environment, terrestrial environment, space environment, everything is connected kind of thing. So that is the future hybrid RF millimeter wave and wireless optical communication environment. Okay, so this is the brief introduction about next generation wireless communication. Now, actually, we are here at NITK Surat. We are doing some works towards this 5G beyond.